Dear Cody Rotarians, my name is Jan Siebrecht, and 30 years ago this summer I was your inbound exchange student from Germany. I sincerely hope this finds you and your loved ones all in good health and spirit in these dire times of the current pandemic. For the longest time, I considered the year I spent as a Rotary exchange student in Cody the best year of my life. 30 years later, there's of course strong competition. I went to study at university, I met my future wife Eva, and I now see our wonderful daughter Layla grow up. Still, to this day, I only have the fondest memories of my time in Cody, the hospitality and kindness I received from my great host families and everyone around. Back in 1990, when I first learned I was going to live in a town called Cody in the state of Wyoming, I didn't know anything about the place at all. And of course, there was no Wikipedia or Google Maps to look up details either. So I had to revert to the dictionary we had at home and my school atlas to learn more. I must admit I was a bit worried when I learned that Wyoming was roughly the size of West Germany, with only 500,000 people living there. But the people I then met, the people who shared their homes with me, who took me in as part of their family, dissipated all my worries. Linda and John Lewis, who was the minister at the Methodist Church at the time, Mary Sue and Jim Copeland, who had a TV and appliances store downtown, Bea and Howard Thompson with their Napa Auto Parts, who had me stay with them until my first host families, Sandy and Tom Klumparents, were available. They all made me feel at home straight away, and in that set the foundation for this truly wonderful experience I was about to undergo. I played tennis at Cody High's JV team. I lettered in downhill ski varsity. I plowed my way through a stiff senior curriculum of calculus, physics, chemistry, and economics, as I still had school to finish back home in Germany. But I also enjoyed the great outdoors around Cody with my best buddy at the time, Nathan Weed. Thursdays at noon, I joined you for lunch, and I was impressed with what projects you took on. And you didn't just leave it at fundraisers to give money. With one person from every trade, you didn't fear to get your hands dirty or make a bit of a fool of yourself at the annual Rotary show. You rolled up your sleeves to get things done that needed help. This demonstrated integrity, compassion, helpfulness, and openness, friendliness, the warm embrace I felt all around me let me quickly emerge entirely in your culture. The year you gave me in Cody had a deep and lasting impact on my life and the kind of man I grew to be. And I'm truly grateful for this gift. Thank you very much. So what did I do after I returned from Cody? As I said, I still had to finish high school back home in Germany before serving a year of compulsory military service in the German Air Force. My subsequent studies of civil engineering with a master thesis in Switzerland very much appealed on my curiosity of how the world works. My first job, however, as an IT consultant in the banking industry was rather on what makes the world go round. Today, I work as a business analyst for the energy trading business of Uniper, one of Europe's largest corporations in the utility sector. I'm married to my wonderful wife, Eva, and together we have the best daughter we could have wished for. Layla is turning 6 in February and starts elementary school next summer. Ever since I spent my year as an exchange student in Cody, I felt a close connection to the American spirit and the American people, to you. And with that, I have been an advocate for the United States and Germany, which I believe is a central idea of the International Youth Exchange Program in the first place, to be an advocate between the peoples. Despite Europeans might disagree with some of the official policies of the US, I knew and explained this is not always what the American people are like, you and you as individuals. Over the course of the past 4 years, however, I must say I have stood in disbelief many times reading the daily news. A president who cancels all your efforts of recent years to conserve the environment. A president who cancels healthcare so much needed by many who cannot afford it otherwise. A president who threatens peace by kindling racial disputes and at global hotspots. A president who tries to split the nation rather than unite it. A president who puts securing his power above saving the lives of his fellow Americans in the current COVID pandemic. This is not the America I know. This is not the American people I know. This is not what you, your spouses, your friends and families are like. I know in every single one of you beats a heart that knows what's right. I know in every single one of you lives a soul full of compassion and helpfulness. I know in every single one of you lives a spirit of determination to make this world a better place. This is why you joined Rotary, and this is why you pick things up when others do not. This is why you chose the phrase service above self as your motto. The climate change caused by global warming, feeding the world, pacifying conflicts and ending wars, making this a safe and promising world, not just for your own kids, but everyone on Earth. These challenges cannot be achieved by just one person alone. They cannot be met only by the efforts of one nation. They can only be accomplished together. It is time for more together. More together in your community, your congregation, and around the globe. I know for some of you this election will pose a challenge in itself. I know some of you have been very consistent in who they cast their vote for in the past, and that's okay. But this time there is more at stake than the regular friction between the political camps. This time you stand at a way fork. One leads to more of the same of the past 4 years, only worse and worse and worse, and the other leads back to service above self. I strongly urge you to pause your paradigms if you have to, and vote for what you know is right. Vote for an America I can be proud of and that you can be proud of. An America with liberty and justice for all.